If you've noticed the prices at your local thrift store going up and you've wondered, why is that? Where is all of this money going? Well, this is the video for you because I am going to show you how to find out. I'm Nikki Davidson and I'm an investigative data journalist. There is so much information that people are not aware of, secrets that are hiding in plain sight, and I'm going to show you how you can find it and become your own version of a citizen journalist and have a better understanding of the environment in which you live in. Lifelong thrifters have noticed a trend that things are starting to get a little bit more pricey in the thrift store.
Why is everything like $10+ and this one's $19 coming up here? Holy crap.
I found a plain white t-shirt for $6.99. Come on, Goodwill.
For is $6.48, but Goodwill wanted it for that price.
Somebody's family. $12.99. Are you kidding? Nah, those prices are not okay.
So in this video, I'm going to help you kind of figure out where all of that money's going. We are focusing on nonprofit thrift stores. That means these stores have said that they're doing something good for the community, and that is why they are getting tax breaks. But because of that, they must file their tax information publicly in a place that you can reach it. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So for the example, I'm going to be using a Goodwill darling.
We've got Gucci sunglasses. We have this gorgeous cashmere Italian scarf with the tags.
This local chapter of more than 100 throughout the country has really been called one of the finest, best Goodwill establishments.
Donate, shop, make a difference.
The CEO has been welcomed into the Goodwill Hall of Fame. He's a big deal, and I'm sure that you guys would be interested to know how much he's making because he's making a lot of money. To start our search, we are just going to look up a 990 form for a nonprofit. That is going to lead you to my favorite tool. This is a nonprofit journalism agency, ProPublica, and they've created this nonprofit explorer to make it so much easier for you to understand what's in the tax documents. So it's super simple. You can just put in Goodwill and all of the different branches pop up here. Today, I'm going to be focusing on this specific chapter. And all I have to do is click in it, and here you can see really simply the revenue. So this chapter, the revenue has gone up. Now, if you continue scrolling down, you are going to get to the good stuff that you're probably most interested in knowing, and that is the compensation of the key employees and officers. And in 2023, the highest paid employee was the emeritus CEO. That means he's technically retired, but still working part-time.
Goodwill's current leader, Michael Miller, began in 1986 and continues to run today's Goodwill Industries of the Columbia Willamette.
And for that, he made over $800,000. And their current CEO is not far behind, raking in $750,000. This is just in 2023.
Under Mr. Miller's guidance, brick and mortar growth went from 7 stores to its present 51 locations.
This is all subjective. You can decide if a local Goodwill CEO should be a millionaire or not. They do a lot of good work, but are they doing enough good work? They did get back to me after I kept hounding them for a response about how much they were making. So here's part of what CEO Kathy Hanan said to me in an email statement back in 2022. I'm going to have this full statement on a Google Docs link below so you can see it. GICW is a relatively flat organization paying its executives a reasonable level of compensation for their excellent leadership. She's talking about herself. Do you think that that's like the marketable going rate for a Goodwill CEO is $800,000 a year if you're retired and you're working part-time? Is that the going price for being in charge of a very lucrative Goodwill?
This is a Cartier ring with the box.
I would love to interview him and put it out here on YouTube. Send me an email. I want to hear your story, and I want to hear what you're doing with all of the money you're making. Now, Goodwill's mission is all about helping people find jobs.
I bet you didn't know most Goodwill stores have a job connection center.
So, of course, I wanted to expand on my data research with a little more context. I found some files on their website that showed how many people they're helping find jobs and a little bit more information about who these people are that they are considering disadvantaged. On the surface, it looks promising. 94% of their expenses were allocated to program services last year. That is a significant portion, but take a closer look. 80% of that spending goes towards paying the employees who work in their stores. And while providing jobs is obviously important, does it actually give them career training that they can use? And does it really serve as a nonprofit service to the community? Let's put this in context with the overall job market. The US is expected to add about 6.7 million jobs in the next 10 years. That's good news, but here's the catch. Most of those jobs are going to be in healthcare tech, not really in retail. The chance that they'll get another high-paying job at a different organization with those skills is not really huge. Goodwill does offer other programs, such as job connection services and training for people with disabilities. Let's take a closer look at how those are performing. We can find some data about that in their annual reports and pair that with what we find in their 990 form. Their job connection program has a 1 in 3 success rate. That means only a third of people who are looking for a job with them find one. Interestingly, despite increased funding, the success rate has declined in recent years. And that begs the question, if Goodwill is only helping 1 in 3 people find jobs, even with significant funding, are they investing in the right places? They're spending $270 per unit of service for that 1 in 3 rate. But we all know that Goodwills across the country have made a brand and a name for themselves as an organization that helps people with disabilities. When we look at their annual report, they're stating that they provided 135,000 long-term services to their clients in 2023. But here's where it gets a little bit more complicated. If you look at their 990 tax form, they are required to provide a summary about their good work for the community. And according to that, it cites that 41 individuals were served through the long-term services STEP program. So something's clearly going on. It could be that they're counting every single thing that they've done for those 41 people as a separate act of service that's created that 135,000 number, or it could be something else that I'm just missing some context and data. Now, unfortunately, the details that we would need to have to really understand what's happening with this program just aren't here. And I want to be clear about why that is. That's because Goodwill has not put this data out or expanded on exactly what they're doing. So I guess it's up to you to decide what level of transparency you think is acceptable for your local nonprofits. They do report that they get 88% of their support from the public, which means that the people in the community all around them are the ones that are making this mission possible. A lot of people think data and public records are boring because they sound boring, but I love them. I love digging into them and finding the truth. And that's something that I'm going to continue doing on this channel. And I want to know what you guys want to know more about. Do you have something that you want me to look into? Is there anything that you want me to investigate? Please comment below. See you guys next time.